200 Olympic champion from Tokyo.
From China, first at the wall, over half a second ahead of McSherry and Evans.
That is a very fast split, sub 30 seconds, 29.94. Always when you go out that fast, the question is it too fast? Will you start to fatigue? She still has a lead right now, but across at the top of the pool, it's Pilato. Look at her go.
The Italian on the outside, trying to fool everyone. You've got Tong coming back from China. Medals to be decided. The lunge for the wall. It is Tatjana Smith, gold. Tong from China, silver. And Mona McSherry from Ireland, bronze. In an aquatic room full of resumes, Tatjana Smith cuts through the clutter and makes the world take notice, and in the process, earning a gold in the 100 breast.
Well, the good news is that we've got in studio coming up shortly. You're going to be chatting to Swimming SA's president about that success, what it means. There's also some of the comments that are made by Penny Haynes, who loves Tatjana Smith. And I think she showered her with so much praise, called her the greatest Olympian in South Africa now. Obviously, surpassing her records. We'll talk about all of those and a whole lot more. But any of your messages, please feel free, guys, to send us your WhatsApp voice notes in congratulating, celebrating South Africa's very, very own gold medalist at the Olympic Games. And Smith dedicated the medal, though, to everybody who supported her.
I don't think anyone can explain it, but like I said last night as well, it really... For me, the emotions were really because it took a village to get me where I am today, and I know they would have been proud even if I didn't have a medal, but it was really for them. I swam for everyone that's been there for me, that's believed with me, and I think for our country as well. Our hashtag for it is for my country, and it really is. It's just to inspire someone at home to know that they don't have to disqualify themselves from the race. They could also potentially be an Olympic champion.
You just gotta love her, man. Hey, the tears came with the singing of the anthem at the end. Brave, beautiful to watch. What a race. Talking about what a race. The 100-meter backstroker, that's Peter Kutsa. He competed in his first Olympic final. He set a new African record of 52.58 seconds, but also that was only good enough for fifth place. So imagine you break a record twice, but it's only good for fifth place. But we're still proud. The Italian Thomas Saccone, who took gold in the 52.00. with Jude claiming silver with 52.32. The American Ryan Murphy, the bronze in 52.39. All of them really making their nations proud.
The final of the men's 100-meter backstroke. They are submerged, but they will explode above the surface.
Zhu from China, a really good start across as well. Ryan Murphy got off those blocks very well. He's going to try and steal this from lane number 2, Murphy. But Zhu already is starting to put in some really nice strokes. Let's see what he turns out. Will he go in 24 again? He does. 24.88 at the 50-meter mark.
Even faster than this morning. Ryan Murphy close in second. A fantastic underwater for Murphy.
Murphy's putting the foot down right now. It's a great 25 metres off the wall. He's starting to fatigue, bouncing up and down a little. It's across here. It's the Italian world record holder.
It's the Italian Thomas Checo coming through the field. Checo gold. Zhu silver. Murphy bronze. Thomas Checo finds the wall first. He owns the world record and has a world championship. But it took until now to know what it feels like to grab an Olympic gold.
Well, that's the emotion as far as the swimming is concerned. But let's come back now to the Blitzbock. I know this man is very busy since touching down in South Africa, so I'm going to quickly rush across to him. Excitement all over. I mean, not only Many people had faith in the team's chances of bringing home a medal from the Paris Olympics after a challenging qualification process. That's exactly what they had. It was very tough. It was very, very challenging. And against all odds, though, the Springbok Sevens made history. They secured their first medal for Team South Africa, leaving many people astonished. However, the coach, as well as former player Philip Snyman, was unwavering, though, in his belief. He joins us now to share this incredible journey of this team that defied all expectations. Springbok Sevens head coach Philip Snyman joins me on the line. Philip, thank you so much for your time. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's good to touch back home, arrive back home, and then electrifying atmosphere and people waiting for us and congratulate us. So it's really good to be back home.
Yeah, I've been trying to track what's been happening with you guys. Arriving at the Cape Town International Airport, arriving back in the country. What's it been like? Has it been surreal? What have you made of it?
Yes, definitely. I haven't seen in quite some time, and obviously it's been a rocky road for Springbok Sevens. So it's been a while since we got received like this in a while. But I'm really happy for the guys. They deserve it, and really grateful for our passionate supporters from South Africa that came out.
What was going through your mind on the flight back?
Yeah, listen, to be honest, I think still it's a little bit wanting to pinch yourself just to make sure it's not a dream. And one would like to play in that final match, and we know where the Blitzboks or the Springbok Sevens team want to go, and we're not 100% there yet. But with everything over the last couple of months, still to come back with a bronze medal, I'm really proud of the guys.
I was going to say, let's quickly talk about that disappointment, Philip, of not making the final after you lost to the tournament host and also the eventual winners, France, to winning a bronze medal. It's not like you guys had a lot of, problems that you were not aware of. I think everybody knew what the problems were going into the Olympic Games. But for you to have really shrugged that off, I think post the New Zealand game, something happened. I don't know what it was. Maybe you can share with us what happened.
Yes, I always knew, listen, if you, over the last couple of months, especially the last three tournaments, if you look at Hong Kong, we're the only team to top our pool, then losing the quarterfinals, then came fifth, and then in Singapore, exactly the same, only team to top our pool, losing the quarterfinals. We had all the opportunities in the world, even in extra time, we had a shot at goal, and we didn't convert that. So we always knew, listen, we're on the right path, but the result didn't come our way. And then in Monaco, we had to go out and win the tournament, and that's exactly what the guys did, especially against a very difficult Great Britain team, which knocked us out in the semi-finals in Rio in 2016. And then I think the guys just slowly but surely started to believe, and after day one it was difficult to get them up. We had some hard words in the team. We looked each other in the eye and said, listen, we're not yet just to compete or to call us, or the players to call themselves Olympians. We really want to leave everything on the field, and even if we don't get the absolute result, we want to make sure we do the nation proud and do the jersey proud. And I think after day one, we put the points on Japan, which was necessary to go through to the quarterfinals. And I think the quarterfinals even more than expected. I think a lot of guys or a lot of people back home didn't even think we're going to make it through to the quarterfinals. And then we got the world number one, New Zealand, in the semi-finals. And probably one of the best defense efforts that I've ever seen from a Springbok Sevens team to defend New Zealand the last 5 minutes on our try line. So they showed a lot of character, a lot of heart, and show how badly they want and how badly they want to move the system forward.
And the tears only flowed, though. It was only natural. From the bench, from all the players, everyone just hit the ground because it was a moment of sheer disbelief.
Definitely, there's not one guy that you can fault. And the one thing you can coach, you can work on the game plan, you can work on the fitness levels, on the strength, on the skill set. But the one thing that you can't coach is the effort and the character, and that's exactly what they gave in that game. So I'm very proud of them.
But you talk about character again, Philip. I go back to what the team has been through, and it's been a lot. The anxiety of qualifying for the games themselves through the repechage tournament that was held in Monaco. I guess that again was another test of the team's temperament, and you came out of that with flying colours.
Yes, definitely, and I think that was, like I said, we've been working hard on it. Even in the season, there was glimpses of that, but we knew, listen, if we want to go to the Olympics, we need to fire at the right times, and that was at the qualifiers in Monaco against Great Britain, and the team showed that they can do it, and that gave us a lot of confidence going into the Olympics. Olympic Games, but we knew, listen, we're the underdogs, we're the last team to qualify, so take it game by game, focus on the processes, and once we got there after, like I said, a tough day, if we have that opportunity in a quarterfinal, in a semi-final, we need to make use of it. And the quarterfinal, we played fantastically. In that semi-final, I think we had France against the ropes. We both had 4 opportunities. The only difference, France used 3 of the opportunities. We only used 1, and I think we could have even put more pressure on France in the first half to score a try on their try line, which we didn't capitalize on. But listen, France played some phenomenal rugby throughout the tournament. They had the home crowd advantage, and they are deservedly winners. So yeah, happy for them, and they deserve that gold medal.
And they had a certain legend who decided to play sevens and really showed the world how great a sportsman he is. So I think there were a lot of things, post the World Cup for the 15s, the men's last year. We always knew that it's going to be a difficult time for everybody that's going to be playing in the sevens to face any French team, and so it was. But when you look at the way forward, Philip, as we wrap things up now for you, all sorted with yourself, the coaching, with the sevens, because you know what, the Project Sevens post-COVID is something that we've all wanted to be very proud of. We've got a very proud track record of a sevens nation here in South Africa. Are you going to stay on?
Yeah, we'll have a wrap-up meeting tomorrow, and I think tomorrow is officially my last day as interim head coach, and then we'll have a debrief and some time off, and then I think the next month or 2 we'll get clarity on where things are going and in which direction. But the one thing is certain, the Springbok Sevens team can go places, but we've learned that we need to be more consistent. We need to put the right things in place, and we need to build the Springbok Sevens system to where it was. So I think everybody that will be involved, and doesn't matter in which role you'll be there, everybody is up for that challenge, and we want to make Springbok Sevens one of the forces of the world again, and especially being consistent at top for every single tournament and every single year.
I think without preempting anything, Philip, if you just want to quickly whisper in my ear, what's your appetite like? You've been there, you've done it as a player, you've done it now as a coach. What's your appetite?
Yes, to be honest, I don't think as a player, we've achieved a lot when I was playing. But to be honest, as a coach, I don't think we've achieved anything yet. This was great for us as a system. I'm really proud of the guys, but I still think there's a lot more to come from Springbok Sevens. So I think hopefully this is only the start. I think the whole system is very hungry to take Springbok Sevens to the next level and to make sure we are a force in the world again.
What's the first meal you're looking forward to having at home?
Definitely, my 2 little ones are standing in front of me here. I can't wait to give them both a fat hug and a kiss. And then the first thing is to light the fire and to put a proper choppy on the braai, because I'm really tired of pizza and French cuisine now. I need to have proper South African braai flesh.
I love that, Philip. Thank you very much indeed. If you have any problem with the supply there, I've got my guys. They'll come and deliver there.
I'll definitely take you up on that, and thank you very much for your support, and to all the South Africans. I know it wasn't always easy to support us, but especially towards the end of the Olympic Games, we got tremendous support, and we were really proud to call ourselves South Africans.
You go in the history books, Philip. Whatever happens, you're in the history books. You and your deserved team of the Sevens rugby South African national team, you'll all be remembered in years to come for what you've achieved in Paris. Go out there, be with the family, and thank you so much for taking a few minutes to chat to the nation.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thank you for all the support. We're proud South African, and we're going to cheer all our other athletes on now, and hope, and I believe they'll do the nation proud also.
Thanks so much there. That's the Springbok Sevens head coach, Philip Snyman, joining me right here on #MSW. All he's looking forward to is a choppy and a good braai. Why not? Welcome back home, guys.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
And they're off! Bet 50 Rand or more on horse racing with Hollywood Bets, and you could win over 2 million Rand in prizes, including a brand new Golf GTI or an Amoda Elegance S. Bet now to race to the finish line. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
When you look at me, do you have any idea who I am? I am a woman who refuses to be defined by society's narrow expectations and suffocating stereotypes. I am the author of my own narrative. I embrace the art of living. I don't believe in pressure. My life is already rich, a symphony of abundance and love. To what degree? I decide. I've designed it this way. Momentum, here for your journey to success. Momentum Group Limited, an authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
Go electric and never go back in the BMW iX3 at prime -6%. Get 1-year vehicle insurance, a home charger with installation, and a 10,000 Rand charge card. Visit buy.bmw.co.za. Offer from BMW Financial Services South Africa Pty Limited, an authorized FSP and registered credit provider. Initiation and monthly service fee will be charged. Linked to current prime rates. Valid until 30 September 2024. Subject to stock availability. BMW complimentary insurance offers underwritten by Santam Limited, a registered insurer and authorized FSP 3416. Valid for 12 months from the date of purchase of the vehicle. T's and C's apply.
The world's best cooking show is finally here. MasterChef South Africa Season 5. You'll meet 20 talented home cooks from around Mzansi, noma uphumaphi, and no matter your favorite dish, see if the chefs can handle the heat in the kitchen in a race to be crowned MasterChef South Africa. Every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. only on S3 Channel 193. MasterChef South Africa, the world's best cooking show, proudly sponsored by Pick n Pay.
Okay, perfect, Chomi. I'll see you ladies after work. Bye. If you're like me and have a busy schedule at and after work, then you need to keep Oma close. Oma Rusks are my snack time bestie for a quick and tasty pick-me-up before mid-morning meetings or as an afternoon boost. Crunchy and satisfying, Oma Rusks are delicious to dunk in whatever cup of tea or coffee I'm drinking. Oh, that's me again. I gotta go. Just remember, with Oma Rusks, you can make snack time dipping delicious.
Dear Journal, day 2981 of trying to be an adult. I couldn't wait to move into my own place and start decorating. Then I realized how expensive it is to move into your own place and start decorating. Anyways, I'm super into minimalism now.
Got evicted from the family home? Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's like 570 Rand a month, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Now, to provide a recap of the team's outstanding performance so far, Team SA writer who is in Paris, Gary Lamke.
Yeah, it's completely different to what Tokyo was for obvious reasons, which they called it the COVID Olympics. The Parisians are in such a celebratory mood. I think it's like it's like a cork coming out of the bottle after COVID, and they're the first Olympics back following Tokyo. So it's a celebration of sport, to be honest. And
people have travelled for this event.
The success of the Games, a lot of it is contributed to its volunteers, and I think our 2010 World Cup had a bunch of volunteers who helped, save the show almost.
#MSW. #MSW.
It's always a tight race, and it really comes down to those last few split seconds. So yeah, I think when just before we leave, we say good luck, and it's really only an individual sport when you dive in, and it's really just who can swim, who can get to the other side the fastest. But yeah, I think we all have our own strategies, our own game plans, or our own ways of racing. Personally, for me, it was just to focus on my own race. So even when I catch myself wanting to look around, I just said, close your eyes. I wanted to learn from Tokyo, and that's what I wanted to do. And I was very happy with the race. I'm very grateful that I ended up touching first, but it wasn't about that. It was just, doing the best I can.
Yeah, the golden goal. Well, at the Paris Olympics, South Africa made a very strong showing in swimming. Tatjana Smith securing South Africa's first gold medal. Peter Kutse set a new African record at the time of 52.58 seconds, finishing fifth in the men's 100-meter backstroke final. Now, at just the age of 27 years and 20 days, Smith became the 10th oldest female Olympic champion in an individual event and South Africa's most successful double gold medalist. And with 2 golds as well as a silver, she now surpasses Penny Haynes and the tennis player Charles Winslow, who both won 2 golds and a bronze. This remarkable achievement in the pool is a proud moment for South Africa. And I think, wherever you are, you can still give a big round of applause, guys. And we're honored to have President Fritz with us in studio to celebrate this massive milestone as far as the South African achievement is concerned. Alan, good to see you. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rob, and it's good to be on your show. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. And yes, she did make South Africa very proud, and we, Swimming South Africa, are extremely proud at the performance that we've seen from all our athletes.
Yeah.
Our target has always been to get them into semi-finals and into finals, and anything can happen in the finals. And we've seen all our athletes, except Matt Sage this morning, got into semi-finals. And that's an awesome performance. And for me, the star of the show is, of course, Peter Kutse, African record twice in one day. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, African record twice. You finished 5th. What does that say about the level of competition that is out there internationally?
No. Competition, I always said, you remember when I was here last time, I said the world of swimming moves rapid. Not so long ago, Peter was number 1 in the world at our national championships in Port Elizabeth in April. And look, competition is a psychological thing more than a physical thing at that level, at the Olympic level. But I'm very proud, 5th in the world, coming from the southern tip of Africa. That's no mean feat.
And I think I was chatting to Gary Lamke yesterday, and one thing that he highlighted, and he said, you know what, whatever happens in the race, this was pre the race last night, he says, Rob, just remember one thing. It's a 20-year-old boy. He might be a giant, but he's 20 years old. He's still got a future that is his to chart. And I couldn't disagree with that at all. And I think it showed again yesterday in breaking it on 2 occasions what he has. And for you, though, what does it say about Peter Kutse, where he is, what his future looks like?
Yeah, if you look at, I may just want to step back. About 2 weeks ago, I was at the University of Pretoria where he trains, and I looked at the athletes that train under coach Rocco Meyering, and they all really look good. And I was highly impressed with their conditioning and where they were. And I thought, although our doubts and our stress levels, I think our athletes will make our country proud. And I think I said that when I was here last time. And if you look at Peter, there's no doubt the next Olympics will definitely be his highlight. He's got a couple of milestones. We're going into short course championships in Budapest towards the end of the year. I'm sure he'll participate in some of the World Cup series events. And pretty much international championship, World Aquatics Championships next year, that give us a very, very good indication where it will be 2028 or Los Angeles.
When you talk about the facilities, again, we touched on it yesterday, and I get to see it over and over again that his decision to not go to the Americas has paid off. Staying at home, making sure that he is at the high performance level training has obviously paid off. What do you attribute the improvement of all of these conditions, venues, and whatever they have at their disposal that they can use, which maybe was not there before but has improved now?
Yeah, one mustn't lose sight of culture. South African culture is very, very different to the European culture and also the American culture. Our culture is very much family-based. It does help. He's from Pretoria. He's more comfortable in that environment. But there's no doubt in my mind we have the level of coaches in this country that can compete with any coaches in the world. If you look at the likes of Rocco Meyering, Graham Smith, Peter Williams, Dean Price, and so on, they are astute coaches and they know their technical craft. And I think that's a massive contribution that we have. If I can go back to our national championships, it was for me one of the best national championships, and really the talent, not at senior level, but the talent at junior level, under this level, it's what's going to make the difference in South African swimming over the next 10 years.
Sounds exciting, and please, guys, feel free. Do give us a call. I know how excited everybody has been. 011-883-8947. Any questions for Alan Fritz? He is the president of Swimming SA, as we reflect back on a night we will never forget last night.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the CEO of Swimming South Africa. What a nerve-wracking race. The last 50 meters were quite intense, but Tatjana came out victorious, clinching that first gold medal for South Africa and the first gold medal for Africa. And coincidentally, she did this on that very same day in which in 2012, London Olympics, Cameron van der Berg won a gold medal in 100-meter breaststroke. And for me, Rob, this coincidence goes back to the point that I raised when you spoke to the CEO that we need to find an equitable funding framework for sports, where sports like swimming can be afforded an opportunity to produce more swimmers from all diverse groups, so that we can then be able to be like other countries and dominate in this category, because it seems like we've got coaches who are able to capacitate athletes in this country. We just need to leverage off that opportunity. Just want to thank you so much, Tabohoye, and wish Team SA all the best in the upcoming events.
Taboho, thank you very much indeed. Your response, Mr. President?
Tabs, I couldn't have articulated better. You've said it best. I would just maybe add to what Taboho is saying is that of facilities.
Yeah.
We, as you know, Robert, we're in our discussions with our partner, the Lotto. We are building our own facility down in the Western Cape. The one in Mbombela seems to coming to fruition. It's very, very good for us. We've got all the partners in Mbombela on board. Most certainly in Maritzburg, Mzunduzi municipality is really, really serious about aquatic sport, and we've had very, very good discussions. We're looking at eThekwini and looking at a model to take Kings Park. It is our best facility. Dr. Mike Sutcliffe is back in the chair as an administrator, so to speak, and we are hoping to engage with him on the facility in Durban. But most certainly down at University of Nelson Mandela is a one that we want to have. So over the next 5 years, 5 high performance, 20 academies rolled out at school. That's where Swimming South Africa is going to.
I'm glad Umsunduzi is coming on board, because they have arguably what nature has given them in terms of aquatics. Aquatics of any nature. I remember the great Oscar Chalupsky, canoeing and what he's done for canoeing over the years. And you look at what happens in the Midlands. They is upper Pietermaritzburg onwards, some of the greatest facilities that I also just think are underutilized, or maybe they've used the money wrongly. And I think we all know what municipalities have been guilty of doing in this country here. But if they are giving you a firm commitment to try and change that and be on board, to try and improve us so that we can get all of these maybe even undiscovered swimmers or any person participating in the aquatics from those regions, we could be a better nation. In fact, we would be upping all of the medal, whether it's gold, silver, or bronze. How exciting and how serious are they?
Yeah, I think they are very serious. If you are 100% right. The Greater Maritzburg area is an aquatic world, whether it's the Chalupsky brothers on the river, or whether it's the Midma Open water swim, or whether it's producing world-class swimming pool swimmers from Maritzburg. They have a culture of aquatics and water sport. And I am convinced that we had meeting in Joburg with them. They were so serious they came to Joburg, and we had the meetings down in virtual meeting down with them in Maritzburg. I am more excited than what they are, because the plans that they presented and where they want to go with aquatic sport is exactly what you're saying, where Maritzburg and the Greater Midlands should be.
Because a lot of the stuff, even with the triathlon, no better place than the Midlands. I mean, I'll talk about the current state of the water, unfortunately, in Paris right now, and what they've been saying. I think they've cancelled or postponed on 2 or 3 now. Today would have been the third day of all the activities and what this has a bearing on and what it means as well for the Olympic Games.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Sulfilang here, and greetings to the MSW shoulders. As I said yesterday, I was hoping for a gold medal, and Tatjana Smith answered not only my prayer, but all of South Africa. Did she have us on the edge of our seats or what? What an absolute gallant performance from Tatjana Smith. Congratulations. Yeah, I was literally recollecting my thoughts for a couple of seconds, but wow, man, congratulations to Tatjana Smith. Welcome back to the Blitzbokke, but tonight it is mostly about Tatjana Smith. She has made us proud. Yet another Olympic triumph, yet another Olympic gold medal. We are happy as a country. We are happy as a country. We are happy as a people. And congratulations, man. I don't know how many times I'll say it, but congratulations. You've made us proud, and onwards and upwards from here, madam. Great show as always. Thanks.
Well, Falang, thank you very much indeed. Let's talk about that for a second. How massive is this gold medal?
Rob, I think he said it. The listener said it all. It is huge. It creates a level of excitement. South Africa is a sport-made nation.
Yeah.
South Africa is not kind on poor performance. And you know that. Yeah. Many times you've openly criticized teams that are performing badly. And we in South Africa should redesign our sports policies and our act around sport, and the building of facilities, and the national department should really have a hard think where we're going with sport in this country. Right now, there's too much of fragmentation in terms of a national strategy. If you compare us with Australia, Canada, and the likes, the UK, let's leave America for now, but some of the European countries, we are fragmented in our approach to high-performance sport. We've got to have better coordination from a national level, and that's where we're breaking down. Federations can't just design things on their own. We in swimming are very clear where we're going in terms of building facilities, and at these facilities we have in our mind a vision that we can house 6 to 7 Olympic codes that can train at these facilities, given the best scientific support. But we require a thinking and a think tank at national level that would drive the policy in terms of sport performance different.
If the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture was sitting right here now in front of you, what would you demand from him as Swimming South Africa?
Yeah, there's maybe two things that I'll engage the Minister on. One is that we need a national sports academy for high performance, or a policy or a structure that will drive and measure consistent performance at high performance level. We don't have that today in our country. We measure things like transformation, which is good because we've got to transform society, but we don't measure sports performance in a systematic way. The other thing is the funding model of sports has to change. We can't have a blanket approach to funding. You fund the sports that can deliver the goods. South Africa demands delivering the goods. Imagine we tell rugby that go and participate at the World Cup. There's no such. South Africa says, bring back the trophy. And that is what elite sport is about.
You know, that is why they bring in, people like Rassie Erasmus, or Dr. Rassie Erasmus as he is now, and him earning even that doctorate is from exactly that. High performance, demanding the best. You play against Ireland in Pretoria, you win. You play against Ireland in Durban, you lose. You go to play Portugal in Bloem, you win. But you're winning now with what he would consider, regardless of what everybody says, but that would be the next generation. Correct. That would be the next pool of players that would go and claim and lay claim in the next 4 years to our next Rugby World Cup. And that is how systems work, and that is how they always keep the competitive nature going. That is how, Curry Cup is so important. That is what, the Craven Week is so important, regardless of how I still hate that name, but it is what it is. It's a system that's been in place and will forever be in place and will forever churn out the kind of athletes that become top rugby players. So from your side, and have you had a conversation, by the way, with the minister at all?
No, we haven't had the opportunity. We are hoping to engage the minister when he's back from Paris.
He is back, actually.
Oh, yeah. In fact, we have a golf day tomorrow on Thursday, and then we've invited the minister. Maybe it's an opportunity to engage him. Yeah. But we want to have a serious discussion with our minister. He is bringing the energy, and we must utilize that so that the minister understand what elite sport is about and where high performance fits into the management and systematic approach to elite sport. And you've mentioned the example of rugby, and I think Rassi is most probably beyond the coming World Cup. He's already at the next level. Okay, and that's where we have to manage sport in this country. There is personally for me, Alan Fritz, there is no success in having a shotgun approach and hoping that we will bring medals. It has to be systemized.
Yeah, and I think the conversations you've been having with the National Lotteries Board is an important one. I felt sorry when I was watching the hockey, and we were doing so well against Argentina, but then again, it just showed right towards the end.
Correct.
So then the scoreline starts to show us looking like, they clobbered us. Yeah, which indeed they did. But had we been in a professional setup and had there been funding put in to make sure that all of those athletes do become professional, do focus more on that very short period of time that they are professionals, we would be talking a completely different language.
Absolutely. Let's be fair. I mean, the Team South Africa at Paris today is an exceptional good team.
Yeah.
We must drive the element of high performance right into those federations. Hockey, athletics, and so on, they have the potential to medal. Okay? Boxing, judo, and the likes have traditionally medaled.
Yes.
Why are we not investing in those sports? So the discussion with the minister and the team at the ministry, and of course the National Sports Olympic Committee, it's important to pool resources together and say, this is the way we're going. And everybody understand this is the way we're going.
Okay, Kai, I'm going to come to you in Katlong straight after this.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
We're opening our 50th Planet Fitness Club and celebrating with a gift for you. Make the swap to a Planet Fitness gym membership today and pay 0 joining fees. Train with best-in-class equipment and get moving with Force, Booty Factory, Rise, Walk Club and more. Exclusive to Planet Fitness. Join now. planetfitness.co.za. Accredited by Discovery Vitality, Sunlam Reality and Momentum Multiply. T's and C's apply.
Decorex Joburg, Africa's premier decor and design exhibition. Join us from 1 to 4 August at the Sandton Convention Centre and discover 4 halls filled with the latest trends, homeware and interactive experiences. Whether you're buying a new home or renovating, you'll find everything you need from over 300 top brands offering great show prices to interactive cooking theatres and talks. Whether you're a designer or home enthusiast, Decorex Joburg is for you. Get your tickets now at decorex.co.za or at the door.
Are you ready to take control of your financial future? Whether you're investing to live off the interest or your audacious goals, open a 60-month fixed deposit account and earn 12.8% interest at expiry. African Bank is more than just a bank, because when you grow, we grow. Join the bank that backs you. Visit an African Bank branch or go online to open your investment account. African Bank, audacity to believe. African Bank Limited is an authorized financial services and registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Aquele.
Aquele.
Aqueli.
Aquela.
Aquele.
Aquili.
Aquele.
Aquela. No matter how you say it, one thing's for sure, Aquele has been your trusted natural spring water and delicious flavored sparkling drink for 25 years. Celebrating 25 years of refreshment and joy. Thank you, Mzansi, for your support and making us your favorite water brand. Aquele, spreading joy for 25 years.
Sometimes a quickie is what you need to keep the spark alive. You can bet on Lotto Star's quick games and get lucky in seconds. Head now to our quick games and bet on our explosive games like Moonshine, Daily Kaching, Fruit Shifter, Mega Cash and many more. Your happy ending could come in seconds when you win payouts of up to 75 million rand. Lotto Star, your world of live games.
Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Do you know what the best thing about a good selfie is? It's timeless. Flex every angle with FlexCam on the new Galaxy Z Flip 6. Unlock the power of auto zoom selfies. Get real-time previews without having to open your phone. Reinvent whatever you create with FlexCam on the new Galaxy Z Flip 6. Even if the thing you're reinventing is yourself. Make wow moments an everyday thing with Galaxy AI. T&Cs apply.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Okay, I checked out on X, being somebody that follows Penny Haynes, our Olympic hero.
Chestnut up rim, Penny Haynes holds on for her second gold medal.
And she was just talking about, she says, can't wait to see Tatjana Smith as well as Peter Kutsa swim. He says, if the semi-finals from last night are anything to go by, we are in for something really, really special. So if you get that from Penny Haynes, you best believe that.
Tatjana Smith cuts through the clutter and makes the world take notice, and in the process, earning a gold in the 100 breasts.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Right, we'll share some of those comments that were made by Penny Haynes, which I thought were really, really beautiful. Well, she kind of hinted, she said she's been waiting 28 years for somebody to do this. And finally, she was there to witness it and being part of a panel. You know, so no better front row seat outside of being in Paris than watching, I won't say her record tumble, because it's a case of just measuring who had more golds or more silvers compared to the bronze. Let me go to Katlehong. Kaya is there. Good evening, Kaya.
Good evening, Prarob, and good evening to President Fritz. Prarob, I just wanted to find out regarding Operation Excellence. I remember a few years ago there used to be an OPEX program run by Southcock, and a few of our swimmers benefited from that. Just wanted to know, and excuse my ignorance, but from the President, is Operation Excellence still ongoing? If not, would you like to see it resuscitated, and how helpful would it be for our swimmers going forward? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kaya. Thank you very much indeed. I'll ask you to listen on the radio. OPEX, a lot was said. Is it happening?
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Kaya. OPEX exists today. OPEX has a very important role to play, but I would certainly like to see enhancements in an operational excellence environment into what I said earlier on, the role of a national academy in managing and measuring performance at elite level, in investing in the athletes that will truly has the potential to bring back the returns of the investment. And I would most certainly would like to see that in enhancing the policy of OPEX. It is very clear that OPEX needs a lot of money. The key for us, we are at the southern tip of Africa, so traveling to Europe, traveling to America for competitions is hugely expensive. Our strategy has got to have a balance in ensuring that we have the facilities to bring the Europeans, the Eastern countries, the Far East and America into South Africa for competitions. It will raise the level of competitions in South Africa. Rugby taught us that. Rugby, we had the Australasian countries coming here, we had the European countries here, and it raised the level. I mean, when South Africa pulled out of the rugby in between ourselves, Australia and New Zealand, you could see rugby, the standard went down, and they openly admitted there's nothing that makes you more competitive than competition.
At the highest level.
At the most highest level. Okay. And Operation Excellence must deal with that. Another aspect of it is we've got to bring science to the athlete. We mustn't take the athlete to science. It serves no purpose in making a guinea pig out of the athlete. The coach should always have access to resources like scientific support, strength and conditioning, and everything around the athlete, and not take the athlete to these services, because it's the coach's technical ability that will make the athlete perform.
I remember Akani Sambini came into the studio, and forgive my voice, I think I was shouting too much last night with the swimming that was happening. But one thing Akani mentioned was that, yes, OPEX, there have been stages where it has come in, kicked in, helped him. And I think being the gentleman that he is, I don't want to criticize anything, but I also got a sense that it could be better, especially for elite athletes like himself, that we now hinge on and we wait and we say, we can't wait until Akani takes to the track because he is one of our medal hopes at the Olympic Games. But if you have that Operation Excellence, then let those excellent athletes benefit to its maximum, as opposed to letting the athletes themselves dig deep into their pockets to go and find training elsewhere, which then we use to celebrate and say, look at our champion, when we have not delivered anything to support them.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right, because we can't spread the little resources that we have too thin.
Yeah.
Invest where the return is going to come from. And using the example of Akani Zimbini, it's important that he has, no doubt, he is one of our best. Let's make sure that he has everything to get to the podium. And we wish him the best at this Olympic Games, because he certainly has potential.
I always say that the only thing he needs to worry about is whether he's breathing enough oxygen.
Correct.
More than that, it should be everybody else's problem to take care of a sponsorship, take care of the dietary needs that an athlete like that has to have, apparel, all of those things. They can't be his problem. We've got to make that somebody else's problem. 100%. Now, one thing that caught my attention, Tatjana says that she won't be part of the next Olympic Games, the LA Games in 2028.
She said that in after Tokyo. You never know. If you take the example of Chad Leclerc, Chad said to me clearly when we were in Doha, Ellen, I'm going beyond. I'm going beyond LA. She's 27 years of age and she's done exceptionally well. But if you look at her potential to achieve at 2028, it's most certainly there. And maybe, just maybe, a coach will talk her out of that, because she still has the ability to deliver at LA. I'm absolutely convinced about it.
I thought you'd going to be the one to try and convince her.
Yeah, I will certainly play my part in convincing athletes. An event like Paris or Olympics takes a lot out of an athlete spiritually or mentally and physically. For them to recover after the games would be the right thing. Let's just let them relax a bit and then engage in terms of the future. Because the future has to surround the athlete, as you say, with everything to create an environment conducive for the athlete to perform. I certainly would like to see Tatjana in 2028.
I think we all would. I really think we all would. Now, let's say she sticks to her guns and she does retire, and LA is not going to be a possibility for her. As Swimming SA, would you want her to play a certain role within Swimming South Africa? Of any kind. I mean, I don't know if there are any roles that any of the athletes, when they do retire, but for you, as a forward-thinking person, somebody that understands what she has, which is a very rare talent, would you want to see her involved in any other capacity?
Yes, most certainly, without a hesitation, Robert. I would most certainly like to see her in a role in Swimming South Africa. And there's Chad, also I'd like to see in a role, and a lot of them. Matthew Sates and them are still young, and Peter and them, but I'd really like to see all of those athletes retained in the system. Chad is most probably one of the best PR people that I've seen. And the sport is about providing for the next generation. If I've achieved and I'm done, make sure that others understand that are coming after me. And I think Chad plays that role very, very well in this team. And I've got no doubt, Tatjana, and there's a discussion after this Olympics, is what is it that you want to do? Because there is certainly place for you in Swimming South Africa to play a role.
But you talk about Chad, he's 32 now, it's his 4th Olympic Games. He has somebody who is no stranger to winning. I mean, he's won 3 silvers, he's won a gold before. He's beaten the great Michael Phelps as well. So there's a lot that can be celebrated around him. What are the chances this time around for him?
Yeah, I'd most certainly like to have that discussion with him when he's back. I know for sure he would still like to continue, but I would really like to see that we start roping him into a role into Swimming South Africa. We are building these high performance centers. He can certainly, not only from an advisory role, but from a technical role. He's been there, he's done it, Rob. He's most probably one of our best athletes that we've ever produced in this country. Whether it's at the Olympic level or whether it's at the federation level, whether it's at the technical level, there is a role for him to play. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Oh, I love that. Let me go back to Penny Haynes. I mean, she was our darling back in 1996, won the double gold. And she was saying that Tatjana is South Africa's greatest Olympian now, ever, full stop. Because you've got to bear in mind, though, that with the 2 golds and the 1 silver, Penny Haynes had 2 golds and 1 bronze.
Yes.
So she effectively now becomes what Penny Haynes describes as the best Olympian in South Africa. Would you agree with that?
I certainly would agree with it, but I would not rule Chad out. Chad is, if you look at 2012, was certainly, for me, the best Olympics that in terms of our performance. I'm talking about Team South Africa, and swimming played a huge part in that performance of Team South Africa. And I'm a marketing man, so beating the market leader was for me absolutely the best thing. And I would not rule Chad out as one of the most coveted athletes that this country has produced.
But in terms of Olympians, because that we can only measure by how many golds versus how many silver versus how many bronze you earn. And right now, Tatjana Smith
she
is above. And also bearing in mind, and this is the scary part, and this is very rare that it happens, that she could still, in the 200-meter breaststroke, which is happening on Thursday is the finals, if I'm not mistaken. So she could achieve that very rare double. Still.
Well, the 200 breast is, which is the 30th today, the 31st is the 200 breast. Kaylin and Tatjana swimming the 200 breast. I've got no doubt in my mind that she will medal. I'm not sure which one, but she will medal. And that will most certainly take a notch up in being the most coveted athlete in our country in terms of Olympic performance.
Because if we had to wait 28 years, as Penny Haynes says, it shows how difficult it is. It really does show that. And I think for us to be where we are now, kudos, man.
Good evening, Tarot, and good evening to Mr. Alan Fritz. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Tatjana Smith as well as Swimming SA Federation for the gold medal. It was a super performance from her. In fact, she's been a champion and she's been excelling at this sporting code, Tarot, so it was expected. Tarot, a quick question for Mr. Fritz. I'd like to find out from him, what are they doing as a federation, as a Swimming SA Federation, to ensure that the appetite, the hunger, the desire is there for the swimmers to excel in the sporting code, Tarot, and also to make sure that the bar that they've set over the years is maintained, it doesn't drop below any average standards. Because Tarot, our swimmers have been representing our country excellently. And also, what are they doing to ensure that the sport, which is swimming, is inclusive for all? Thanks, Tarot Bongani.
Bongani, thank you so much. Great questions, Alex.
That's really a good question, Bongani. I think Bongani nailed it.
Yes.
It's about standard. And for me, very simple, it's about raising the bar. He is 100% right. We cannot drop the bar.
Yeah.
Let's look at what's the enablers for raising the bar, Bongs. Most certainly, facilities will raise the bar. Most certainly, coaching skills will raise the bar. Most certainly, funding into the sport will raise the bar. Most certainly, the best administration will raise the bar. And we have to bring all these factors together, be it with government policy, be it with the administration of the federation, and looking after the athletes. Robert articulated best, Bongs. He says, listen, let the athlete worry about sucking oxygen and nothing else. And that's where we have to be.
On the golf course, you suck a lot of oxygen, sir. What's going to be happening on Thursday?
Yeah, Rob, I am vice chairman. Our chairman is Greg Fredericks. We hail from the Eastern Cape, East London. And were very concerned that sport is just dying a natural death down there. There's no more school sport. So we established an organization called the Border Icons for Sport, focusing on sports development. Our objective is to reintroduce sport at grassroots level, reintroduce school sport, and hand it over to the federation, because the federation is responsible for sport. And we have successfully just earlier this year had a junior soccer tournament sponsored by a local Joburg company, TRA, and it was just fantastic to see the talent. And about 2 months from now, we're going to do that with rugby, under 19 rugby, and we have a number of these events. But these events needs money.
Yeah.
And one way of raising money for us, the Eastern Cape is economically depressed area of our country, is to have a golf day up in Joburg and raise funds to implement all these programs that we want to implement. So on Thursday, we have a celebrity golf challenge, as also funded by TRA, and we have a number of other sponsors that came on board. And we really look forward to raising a lot of money for all these events that we want to run down in the Eastern Cape. We have run coaching courses, we've run administration courses. All these takes quite resources. And we want to ask corporates to partner with us. There's a lot of celebrities, guys like our cricket team, players participated, Teresa Hendricks and the likes. We'll have Ellen Donald there. That's why I would like you to be there, Robert.
To be a caddy, yes, of course, I'll be there.
And we have magnificent leadership in Greg Fredericks. He's been around the block. He's been in the national department. I personally know him for years, being an educator of mine, and everything I know about sport came from him.
So where should they reach out to? We are out of time.
We should reach out to any of us on social media or on the TRA website. You'll find us there.
All right, so Thursday it is. How many medals are we going to come back with? So quickly.
We're hoping that we can come back with 2, Robert, but there's potential for 3.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.